Hello everybody and welcome back to the Goldbridge stand. And let me pose you a question right now. What do Brentford, Norwich City and Manchester United have in common this season? Yes, we are all in a relegation battle. After 5 games, one win and 4 losses, Manchester United stands at 3 points from a possible 15. Out of 15 points, we got a measly relegation-worthy 3 points. And again, from the start of this season, after that mediocre win against Brentford, people were optimistic, saying, look what he can do. First game in, yes, 1 win from win. We're already off to a winning start. Again, we're only going to get stronger when we sign players. But I knew, wait, give it a moment. Give it a moment, because we've been through this last season. We've seen these hypnotic wins, fooling us, making us believe in the unbelievable. Again, I mean, it's just so embarrassing. We went against Spurs, Aston Villa, Brighton and Fulham. And if I were to ask you, before this game week, how many points we would have gotten, you would have said a possible 6. You know, win against Aston Villa, win against Brighton, even win against what's this team? Fulham. So that's 9 points and possibly a draw, because we were home against Spurs. But I truly doubt that people would have thought we would have lost any of those 4 games. But this manager, again, he is a defier of logic. He is an enigma. He lost all of those. He says, hold on, you think I won't be able to lose against Spurs, Aston Villa, Fulham and Brighton? Let me show you what I can do. And he did. And thing is, some of you would be surprised, but I'm not surprised. Last season we went on a terrible run of 4. It's just like now we're starting off early. And again, we can go... I want to criticize all the people that want to say, give him time, give him time. We gave him a season. We gave him a season and there's still nothing to show for it. We have nothing to show for it. Just a new manager bounce. I mean, a new season bounce, people say. Back the manager when there's no reason to back him. And again, maybe he's trying to win the Conference League, that like how West Ham did. Fighting relegation and winning a European trophy, but I don't think we'll win the Conference League. This might be pessimistic, but I think these players are good enough to win the Conference League, even the Europa League, and even compete in the Champions League. But under this manager, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, again, I want to say this again. Mark Goldbridge is following the Frank Lampard route. He was a great player at TUSFC. Great striker, generational striker. But as a manager, is he better than Ole? I mean, is he better than Sean Dyche? I truly believe I can be a better manager. You can be a better manager than this absolute joke, this cretin of a manager. And again, while I was looking at the league table after 5 games played, here's the bottom 3. I mean, some people will try to manipulate it into a top 3, but it's the bottom 3. Brentford, Norwich, and Manchester United in 18th place. And the shocking thing is, we could go down to 19th place because Norwich have a game in hand, and they sit at 3 points with a slightly worse goal difference. We're on -6, they're on -7. So all they have to do is draw, and we are on 19th place. I mean, is there any more disgraceful fall from grace as this? And people, of course, will say it's only the start of the season. It can only get better, and it better get better. But if you aren't embarrassed, just simply embarrassed by this, then you are part of the problem. Let's go game by game what happened during this game week. Spurs, I mean, after a positive start, to get absolutely humiliated by Spurs, by players we have never even heard of. I mean, again, it was an Ange Postecoglou masterclass at Old Trafford again. I mean, if you were to watch that game again, you would have thought that Spurs were at home and had 20 players on that pitch and we had 5. I mean, it was an absolute masterclass. Donnarumma was embarrassing. Martinez was embarrassing. And again, I want to say this again. In the 4 games they played this game week, we had 1 goal. And that 1 goal was from a player that was supposed to step back and let a new generational striker. Oh, my bad about that. Again, in those 4 games, we scored 1 goal. And that 1 goal came from a player that was supposed to step back this season and let a new generational striker step in the fold. And that was, again, Cristiano Ronaldo. One of the few, let me say, shining lights from last season. And again, he scored a goal that possibly could have gotten us out of the relegation fight. But again, Martinez had a blunder. An absolute travesty. I mean, this game week, Martinez has been absolutely dismal. And Donnarumma has been shipped into the woodpecker by him. I mean, of course, Donnarumma is a world-class goalkeeper, but he can't save every shot that he faces. He can't. And especially if it's one-on-one and it's guaranteed you're going to sign, you are going to concede when it's one-on-one, basically. And of course, after a loss, we sign a player. Again, after the Spurs tragic loss, we go and sign Victor Osimhen. Again, another spin tactic by the club, by the manager. He should say, no, look, we're going to sign Diaby. I mean, this happened last season when we lost against Liverpool 5-0. They're going to say, hold on, next season we're going to sign Diaby. And now after, let me frankly say, a historic loss against Spurs at Old Trafford. Again, going after and signing Victor Osimhen was another spin tactics to make us believe in a better tomorrow. To make us think like, this is a start of something great for Manchester United. But under this manager, Victor Osimhen is no better than Antonio. He's no better than Antonio under this manager. One of the world's greatest strikers is made to look like cannon fodder, getting subbed off against Fulham for Cristiano Ronaldo. And again, Cristiano Ronaldo scoring a goal because he gets this club. He gets how to play under this manager. And that isn't to Mark Goldbridge's benefit. That's to his detriment. How can a 40-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo perform better than a 25-year-old Victor Osimhen? And again, I think it's all up to individualism. It is Cristiano Ronaldo's individualism that made him score that day and give some hope back into the fan base. But again, our defense let us down. Our defensive tactics let us down. And again, I have a link into Carrington. And guess what, people? Apparently, the Glazers are making Mark Goldbridge able to fire coaches and hire new ones. But he hasn't done so. A manager that can't train isn't a manager at all. Again, you can see it on the pitch. Our players aren't sharp. Our players aren't match ready, and that's absolutely shambolic. In a post-match interview, he was asked, "Why aren't the players look like they're up for it? Why don't they look like they are sharp?" And he said, "I don't know." What is that? How can a manager not know how his players are getting trained? It's absolutely shocking. It's absolutely appalling. But again, it's not surprising. He isn't a manager. He's just I don't know. He's basically a fan watching from the best seat in the house. That's basically what he is. How can a manager not know how to train his own players in a style of play that he says is Goldbridge ball? Goldbridge ball. Goldbridge ball. I mean, Goldbridge ball is basically a leprechaun. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And even if it did exist, how can you not know how to train your players to play in that style? How? And again, all these people that are saying, yo, give him time. These players have to gel together, get galvanized. But I mean, you have to be one of the most kind-hearted individuals in the world, or one of the most unambitious people in the world. I mean, this manager will not take Manchester United to any great heights, but he will have historic achievements when Manchester United are playing in the Championship. We will always remember. We will always remember him for that achievement. And again, in some way, you can say that's historic. But to sit 18th with the squad he has, the world's best striker, the world's best goalkeeper, and all he has to do is make them average by their standards. But no, he's making them. He's bringing them down to his level, Championship level. I mean, the Glazers have to do something. We have to do something. Goldbridge out. I've been saying this ever since we got knocked out of the Champions League by Lazio. I did believe we were turning a corner when we went on a 4-match winning streak, but I was naive. And no longer. We will see what happens this game week, if he even shows up after this embarrassing display in the Europa. I wish it was Europa, but in the Conference League. I mean, it will be another. I mean, West Ham won the competition when they were fighting for relegation, but I think David Moyes is leagues above Mark Goldbridge. Leagues above Mark Goldbridge. And now we have to buckle down because it can only get worse. And then the fans that are not protesting, I mean, I do understand why, because when you're swimming in shit for so long, they even recognize the smell, you know, does it even register? And I want better for us because we deserve it and the players deserve it, the fans deserve it. But one thing is true, this manager doesn't. I do believe he can turn us around, but less than 5%, more like 2% chance. Because all the things he's saying to us, I mean, the feeling around the dressing room, Lindelof is absolutely furious. I mean, we will be speaking to him, hopefully. But the players' morale is just absolutely dismal. And we will see. We will see what happens today. And again, thank you all for watching. And all that's left for me to say is wish all of you a very good day. Bye.